if you put them before God, those people are going to fail you. No matter, they're not perfect. God's perfect. God's the only one that's going to be perfect.
In marriage, you're going to have arguments because marriage is just two sinners living together.
Give it to God, man. Even when you don't want to, even when you feel like that's probably the worst option to do, just give it all to God.
Jesus gave us the layout for dealing with stress.
Welcome back to the Just God podcast. This is episode 20, dealing with stress. And our special guest, Camden Bell, and he's going to be reading the verse of the week.
The verse of the week comes from Philippians 4, verse 6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and pleading with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God.
Yeah, that's a really great verse because, whether you're stressed about anything, obviously, dealing with this topic is obviously, something that every time I tell people we're going to do, they're like, that's really good.
Yeah.
Because especially since everyone's coming back to school,
Yeah.
School plus college, since you're in college now.
Yeah.
But, everybody's so stressed, whether that's homework or their classes or just, maybe, seniors, they don't know what they're going to do outside of high school.
Yeah.
Whether they're going to go to college, they're going to go straight to work. It's just stuff like that. But obviously, it says right there, makes it pretty clear, bring it to God, really,
Yeah.
Because I think that's the best thing to do, Instead of dealing with yourself and just stressing about it off the rip, just give it to God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you can do, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked about, being stressed as far as being a senior and being a freshman in college. That was me from graduating and the summer going into my freshman year here at college in Northeast. And that was a very stressful time in my life because it's in high school, the teachers most of the time, and it's the way they grade. And for me, if you stress about grades a lot, you got to know what the way they grade.
Yeah. That's true. I think almost everyone deals with stress, whether you're an adult or you're a teenager.
Yeah.
There's always something you worry about, maybe your job or something like that.
Yeah. By the way, we don't have our tablecloth this episode.
Yeah, it looks off for some reason.
We haven't had the bear table in a while. So.
Yeah, let's make it a comeback.
Yeah, we'll bring it next episode, but for now,
yeah,
I don't know. We're just gonna have to stick with the dirty looking table.
Yeah,
there's a couple stains. I don't know if you guys can even see it on camera, but
yeah, maybe not. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. Yeah, but just going back and diving deeper into what you were saying, during that moment where you were graduating, did you know what you wanted to do when you graduated?
Well, I knew I wanted to go to college. I felt like that's what the Lord was leading me to do. And I asked the Lord, I said, if it's not your will, close the door, open a door. And the only door that opened for me was towards Northeast, and that's where I'm going. And no, I don't know what I want to do professionally, but as far as, going to college, I do feel like this is where the Lord's put me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still in that same situation. I have no idea.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be like a history teacher, basketball coach. I don't really know. That's what I want, but the Lord can change it in just a snap of a finger.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know he was going to call me to preach.
Exactly.
That wasn't on my 2025 bingo card.
You gotta expect the unexpected sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much stuff that I did not even think about because last year, I just had really nothing to really do. Now I have the podcast, and that's something that's obviously, there's been a lot of talks whether we're gonna continue it after high school.
Yeah.
And stuff, and that's I might as well just say it on camera. It's still something that I'm not sure of, especially since we'll probably be focused more on college.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in film school and stuff, so just stuff like that, But of course, I would love to continue the podcast. That's not a straight up no.
Yeah.
There
you never know, stuff can change.
Stuff could change, whether something big could happen in one of our lives and we can't continue it, or we can make time and continue with it. But that's something that I haven't really thought too much about because we literally just began the school year.
Yeah,
we just began senior year, so
yeah.
I feel like that's something that we've talked about. How we're seniors, yet we look nothing like seniors.
Yeah, we look like babies.
Yeah, we look like freshmen, bro.
Yeah, but there's actually some freshmen that look older than me.
Yeah,
only thing that's going for me is having little stubble beard kind of, but I shave, so
yeah, I just have to tell people.
Yeah.
Talking about looking young. When I worked at Foodland, when I was 16, And one person came up and asked me, they were like, I didn't know they hired 13-year-olds. And I was like, I'm 16.
I would like. I don't know if I look at it as like a compliment or like.
I feel like it's a compliment when you're older, but like right
Yeah,
now I want to
yeah.
look older.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to look
That's
too
true.
baby face right now.
I remember looking at seniors when I was a freshman, and I was like, dang. I was like, they actually look like grown men.
They look like they already have families to provide for.
Yeah. They got to pay rent after school.
Yeah. Now we just look like they're kids.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I would just say, how was your high school experience? Like, mostly senior year. Like, how did that go?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Cornerstone Christian Academy is a great place to go. I wouldn't trade my experience there for anything. I was saved at Cornerstone in 2nd grade, and that's just something that my diploma is something I'm proud of, but that's not an eternal thing like that is. But as far as senior year goes, I had a great counselor. Her name's Miss Case. And her first name's Crystal, but Miss Case to me. And so she was great. She led us through the year, and you had scholarship deadlines. You had apply to this college, this college, this college, and she kept you on track. The most stressful time of college for me, of senior year for me, we have a thing called capstone, and you've got to prepare a slideshow for. You shadow a person and prepare a slideshow for it and give a presentation in front of people. That was the most stressful part, but it really wasn't that bad. But I'm proud I went through it, and again, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
So you went to Cornerstone like your whole life, or
I started Cornerstone in 1st grade. I started off at
okay.
Fort Payne. But
what made you like? I guess, or like, did your parents make you, or like, did you not like Fort Payne, or?
Oh, Fort Payne was fine, but Dad and Mom felt like the Lord was leading them that way, and my dad also got asked to be on the board. So
Okay,
he
yeah,
led
that's
it.
cool.
You're about to ask him what made him change it, but he was a 1st grader, so.
Oh yeah, I was thinking, I was like, back in my mind, I was like, he probably didn't know. Like,
Yeah, like a 1st grader is like mother, father. Let me go
Yeah.
to Cornerstone Christian Academy.
because like for me, it was like I was in like 8th grade when I
Yeah.
made that decision.
Yeah, me too.
Where'd you go before that?
I went to another Christian school, or I guess it's like a small one. It was called Shepherd's Place, and then before that, I went to Boaz for a little bit.
I keep confusing Shepherd's Place with Shepherd's Cove.
Yeah, they kind of sound like the
Yeah,
same.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought it was. I didn't go to like high school, or
But-
like no, I think 8th grade year was when I first started going to Marshall. And
yeah,
before that, I went to Albertville.
yeah. Shepherd's
is
Place
like-
wasn't bad. It was just
Yeah.
it only went up to 8th grade, and then
Mhm.
after that, I didn't really know where I wanted to go.
It's definitely a switch for sure for like going to like public school.
Oh yeah, I
And then
bet for sure.
From
yeah,
public school to like Christian, it was like
there's only
totally
like
different.
there's only like 11 seniors in our class, and
Yeah,
like
it's a very small class.
you look at Aberville's, it's like 500 or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know. But
And it's not
some
even like
crazy
Christian
numbers.
schools. Like in general, like we're just a small class. Because I know some
Mhm.
Christian schools that already have like bigger senior classes,
Yeah,
at least 50,
yeah.
which is insane.
We got 11.
Yeah.
Well, I graduated with 32, and
Wow.
the difference, like I have friends from my church go to Fort Payne,
Mhm.
and you can be like, do you know this person? And they come in the same grade and have no clue who the other person is. But at Cornerstone, it's like you know everybody, you
Yeah.
grew up with them. It's just super cool. If you're
Mhm.
thinking about going to Christian school, I would
Yeah.
recommend it. I mean, other than the obvious factors of Christian education being benefits, one of the benefits is you know everybody there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And like if you are like I remember when I was a new student, I was kind of like stressed out a little bit, but everyone there was just so like welcoming and with open arms, and like I remember my first day, I was so scared to get out of the car, and I was a freshman, and I was like, I do not want to go here. But honestly, like that day, I mean, even though I was a little scared, I knew that God intended me to be there, and I'm glad that I'm still there at Marshall Christian.
What would you say was the most like stressful time of your life, if you can
Oh, man.
remember?
Oh man, let me think. Oh man. If I had to choose, it would probably be not to scare y'all. There was a time in senior year when I was in between. The first part of the year, I was all like, I want to stay. Don't want to leave. And when it became evident to me that the graduation was coming, it's probably around March or April, and the graduation was coming. I have to make preparations for futures and things like that. It was stressful to me to know I've got a whole group of friends here and a group of people that like me, and that's going to all change. All those people got to go to different colleges, and at Cornerstone, I don't know what it's like other places. I wouldn't say quote make friends with teachers because they're a lot older than you.
Yeah.
But you do have connections with them, and that was big because I don't get to see those people every day anymore, and that was stressful knowing that the end's coming as far as my Cornerstone career, and I've got to shift into other gears of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just say, like, so you already started college.
Yes.
How has that experience been so far?
Oh, it's been great. Really enjoy it. A lot more than I thought I would. I have classes only 3 days a week. That's probably the best part.
Yeah, that's good.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, I don't do anything but go to work. That's
I wish.
and on Mondays and Wednesdays, I get out at like 2. So it's pretty great, and the independence of it's pretty awesome. And right now, my classes are not that hard. So
that's good.
Let's keep your fingers crossed about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that's crazy, it doesn't really have to do nothing with stress. It's just that we're actually in episode 20 right now.
I know.
Like,
that's
bro,
crazy.
It feels like just like maybe last month we
When was our first? I don't remember our first.
It was
was it March?
February
Or February, yeah.
28th. That's
Yeah,
I
and we
think
were.
so.
I remember we was in the talks about we were gonna get whole different microphones, and they were gonna come into like March.
Oh yeah,
like
or
16th.
April. Or,
Yeah.
yeah, we were gonna have these like really cheap microphones. They're like 50.
Yeah.
And those were gonna come back till like March,
Yeah.
or no, April, almost April, I think.
Mhm.
And just stuff like that. But then I was like, that's way too long. And this was like the beginning of February.
Yeah.
I was like, that's way too long to wait 2 months for microphones to come in.
Yeah.
So I just bought more expensive ones, like the ones you see now,
Yeah.
which sound way better because later I found out that the microphones I bought, I actually did not watch a video on them on how they sound. They sounded horrible. At that point, don't even have a microphone. Let it just go off camera audio.
The camera audio.
Yeah, but like, and we started literally like later, like maybe like a week later. I was like, let's
Yeah.
start. Like it was just like no thinking, no planning. Like let's just go to my garage, let's film.
Yeah.
That's literally where we started off my garage, and that's like
I think that was the
quick
most. That was the
thinking.
most definitely most raw episode I think we had.
Yeah, I remember, bro. We literally kept laughing.
Yeah, we had so
Because-
many cuts.
So
We would
many
never, but now
cuts.
we don't cut. Which I mean,
And I guess that kind of does have something to do with stress, because I remember the stress I was feeling while starting my first episode.
yeah,
Like that, yeah, because I feel like a lot of people bring that up, even special guests who kind of reject us because they don't want to be on camera.
yeah,
It's just stuff like that.
yeah,
Because I remember how stressed I was the first time. I was like,
Mhm.
not only am I talking in front of a camera, I want to post this, and people are
Yeah.
actually gonna see this.
yeah,
So it's something that's like, wow, okay, let me think about this. Maybe I shouldn't do the podcast.
Mhm.
It's just stuff like that where I was just dealing with so much. Like I literally told you how I,
Mhm.
literally the day before I think I was gonna upload it, I had so much stress in me, being like, what if I said the wrong thing, or what if I am not like, what if because I'm not a know-it-all. I
Yeah.
don't know much about what I was talking about. This was literally like, what? That was like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe
I
6
can't.
months ago. Yeah,
Yeah. So this is like I was really new to it. Especially talking. Like I'm good at talking, but not in front of a
Yeah.
camera, of course. So I was literally on the verge of just deleting it. Like maybe making up an excuse, maybe like guys, I lost the footage, or like I don't
Yeah.
know, making up something just so like it
Yeah.
wouldn't have to be out there, because it wasn't really me talking about God. It was just about how I represented myself
yeah,
and just how I would do it.
Yeah.
But then something in me was like, I need to upload this. Maybe someone out there maybe need to hear it. Maybe
Mhm.
needs to hear it.
yeah,
And I ended up uploading it, and literally, bro, I think it's like almost 300 views.
yeah. It's
Which is
crazy.
insane because we had thought at the most like 50,
Yeah, that's like the.
and we
the
got 50 in
highs.
like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
it blew up like really, really quickly and stuff.
Mhm.
And now, like I said, we're on episode 20.
Yeah.
Obviously the stress from the first episode to now is like non-existent, because now it's like a normal to me. It's
Mhm.
normal to feel,
It's not like
Just talk.
I guess I guess we're like comfortable, because I mean I
Yeah.
still get nervous, but
yeah, like a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
not like I guess bad comfortable where we're just like I guess
Yeah.
but,
But it's gotten to the point where not like now, you're not doing it for yourself. I'm not doing it for myself.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for God and
Mhm.
for whoever needs to hear the message,
Yeah,
which I'd say. But, just dealing with stress, man, that'll get you to you, bro. That'll get to me.
it will. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when we first uploaded that episode, like, as soon as we got done filming, got in my car on the way home, it felt like Satan was like on my shoulder telling me that I
Exactly.
said something wrong, or people are going to think, like, I mean, even going to a Christian school, which I'm not like saying anybody there, but
Mhm.
I mean, other Christian schools, not everyone there either believes in God or has the same relationship with God that you do,
Yeah.
and or may not even believe what you believe. But yeah, that was like, I mean, kind of like how you said, it was just kind of stressful thinking about what, I guess, overthinking pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We literally had Connor quit on us, I think, the day,
The day-
of or the day after.
the day I think we recorded the
Yeah,
night.
so we had these two other guys, Ben and Connor, who haven't been on the podcast in a while. We might have them.
Maybe.
I don't know. We haven't had them
know.
in 4 months yet. They were the co-host. Like I said, we haven't had them in 4 months. So,
Yeah.
but Connor literally the day of, he was like, guys, I don't think I want to do the podcast anymore. Just all this stuff. And then literally like a minute later, exactly like a minute later, he's like, never mind, guys. I want to continue the podcast. I think that was just.
Honestly, I think every one of us had that
Yeah.
same thing, like that stress.
Exactly, because it was something like it was new,
Yeah, we had
putting
never
yourself
done
out there, putting your
yeah.
face out there, and like you spreading, like, talking about God. I've never done that before.
Yeah.
Like, I never do it in front of a camera. I've never done it, posted it on YouTube, just stuff like that, where I was like, I don't think it's gonna be good,
Yeah.
So much, like, the devil was literally getting in my head about it, and I feel like that's what stress is.
Mhm.
I feel like it's just the devil trying to scare you,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know. Another thing I want to add, Brock, he just preached like last Wednesday.
Yeah, like last
Yeah.
Wednesday, and then this Sunday, I shared I shared it on the podcast too, but how I got called to preach.
Yeah. So how would you like? You're obviously very nervous before you first.
Oh
preached.
yeah, I was.
So
I
how
was nervous.
just run
as
us
a cat.
by to that day if you.
I guess. I mean, I had school, so like that kind of, I wouldn't say like got it off my mind, but it, I guess, got me less nervous because. But
We literally showed the podcast to our
yeah,
school.
that
So-
too honestly helped me because
Yeah, like me and him literally went up in front of our whole school and like kind of gave like a speech, I guess, like a little overview of the podcast or the episode that we were filming. By the way, if you guys haven't checked that out, episode 19, Meaning of
Meaning of
Love, with
Love.
Pastor Matthew. And
Best
his wife,
episode,
Haley
yeah.
Malone. Like that was amazing episode,
Mhm.
So if you guys need to like maybe like it's not just about love, it's about going through a heartbreak, finding the right one, parenthood.
yeah, even parenthood.
Like
yeah.
there's everything, literally everything. Whether you're in a relationship, looking for a relationship, single, whatever.
Yeah.
It's literally there for you. But anyways,
yeah.
done with the sponsor.
But yeah, like I remember. So throughout that whole day, it was just kind of off my mind a little bit. But when it got, I guess, time to, my heart was beating like million times fast. I was like, I was sitting down in my chair, and I remember they sang like 2 songs and stuff like that. And while I got up, or before I got up there, I was basically just like talking to my mind. I was like, God, I was just like, just don't let it be my words, but let it be your words through me. And I don't want to get up there and just do what I want to do and have a little like have the message be my message. I want it to be God's message. And yeah, and as soon as I got up there behind the pulpit, all the stress, anxiety, everything that was scaring me into even going up there and actually doing it just went away as soon as I got up there. And I can't describe it, but I know it was God for sure. But yeah,
That's crazy, man.
yeah,
I say that a lot. It's crazy, man.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like it really is because I know how it was for me the first time preaching. Like I literally felt like throwing up right there,
I know.
right there on the spot. Like I think the scariest is right before, literally the couple seconds before you even get up there.
You can like feel like they're about to like call you up there. Like,
Yeah, you're just
yeah.
like nervous and you're like, wow.
Mhm.
But like once you're up there, bro, like it's just God, bro.
Yeah.
Just God.
Small little plug.
But exactly, bro. Like God takes control over it. Like
Mhm.
like you said, it's not even my words. You know, it
Yeah.
was God's that day.
Yeah.
And, man, it was just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have
Yeah.
you ever preached?
No, I don't. I'm not a preacher.
Yeah.
I've not been called. If the Lord would call me, I mean, I accept the call, obviously. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, I've read devotions for our church and things like that, for revival and things like
Yeah.
that. That is stressful. I'm not. My dad's a preacher, and he tells me about how stressful it can be sometimes. And, you know, y'all talked about when you started your podcast. Shameless plug. I have a podcast too. It's called My Take Your Take. And so it's me and my friend Jeremiah Williamson. He is a preacher, ironically. And so we were starting the podcast. We had talked about it. Finally, we finally decided to do it. And we had decided it was going to be about sports. And then he said, why don't we just do a devotion at the end of it? That way, you know, people that, most of the time your audience for sports, you know, they might not be the same audience y'all are getting.
Yeah.
So maybe we can, you know, get them over to y'all's podcast, which I did shout out. We filmed today. I shouted out your podcast.
dang.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
Yeah, I did.
Let's go.
And so,
We get 1 million subscribers.
yeah, you get all 15 of mine. And so, it is stressful starting a podcast. And you know, do I say the right things? And I think the worst part for me is like posting those shorts on Instagram Reels or something, and then knowing your friends are going to see it.
Yeah.
Because in sports world, you've got to be at least dramatic a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
like, people hate on Stephen A. Smith, but he's dramatic because he gets ratings for doing that.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
When I'm having to yell about, you know, this team doing this, it's like, oh crap, my friends are going to see that.
Yeah. I remember I was going to start a sports podcast, and I did one episode and never started it back
It was
again
just
for some
Matthew.
reason. Yeah, it was. I remember. I think the only person that watched it was like his grandmother, and my parents.
And I
And
think I checked it out too.
yeah, but yeah, I don't. It wasn't anything that was bad like in it, because I mean it was about sports, but
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't know. I just didn't really want to do it, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Jeremiah's got my co-host Jeremiah. He's got a talent for that. He works at Jacksonville State University in the sports world up there, and then he's also on Friday nights he does the Arab football radio show, and then he also did the PA announcement for a Cornerstone football game. So he's just naturally talented,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
We should have him on the podcast.
yeah, that would be like I always wanted to do something with sports after high school, but I'm not 100% sure yet, because I mean I don't know. I've never done anything like it before.
Brock's Take Your Take.
Yeah, still just add my name.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Your take, my take.
Yeah.
My take, your take.
but like when you do film your podcast, do you like still get stressed or like leading up to it?
Yeah, just because like I listen to podcasters that are actually famous, and I think I've got to be them. But really, you know, you don't have to be them, because the reason the podcast world is so popular is, you know, you can be, you know, Brock, and you can be Camden, you can be whoever you want to be. Be you, not be whoever you want to be, but be you. And you know, you can still put yourself out there in a time where this is the only time in history that you can put yourself out there this easy.
Yeah, there's a lot of podcasters out there, like
Yeah.
millions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Bryce Crawford.
Bryce Crawford, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got like George Janko.
Oh yeah.
Like, I honestly think those people are good, I guess, influencers, and they honestly, I mean, they kind of helped us kind of start this podcast.
Yeah.
But we
really,
don't-
George Janko was the
Yeah.
motivation to starting this podcast. Because I
Yeah.
always thought of a podcast. I just never thought about starting a Christian podcast.
Yeah, and we've told the origin story like
A
plenty of
million
times.
times. So if you guys want to see that,
Yeah.
I think we have it pinned on our Instagram.
Yeah,
So it's a
on the
reel.
reel, yeah.
So you guys want to know our origin story, you guys can check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about like every episode.
Every episode, even a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
It's just a crazy story how like God like uses this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
I never would have thought this many people would listen to it. Like,
Yeah. Even one person listening to this right now, man. Like, thank you.
yeah.
It's crazy.
That
bro.
one person.
That one singular person.
Yeah.
But so like I just want to ask, if you don't mind me asking, like, are you in a relationship?
I am. I have a girlfriend. Her name's Lily Dupree. She's amazing. Also a follower of Christ, which is something I always, when I was single and, going out with different people, as y'all know how that goes. And,
Yeah.
that's the first thing you got to ask yourself. And that's huge because the Bible says, don't be unequally yoked. And even if you're just dating, I've heard people say we're not actually getting married first of all while you're dating, but
Yeah.
second of all, the person you date influences you so much, and just like weird things like she said, not weird things, but like sayings she has, I pick up. For example, she says "no prob Bob" a lot, and so I say that all the time now. Like, no prob Bob, but it's just she influences me, I influence her, and if she was not a Christian, that would be a bad reflection on me because I would then pick up those sort of things.
Yeah.
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 If you were going to ask that question, I was single or just broke up with, I should have started crying, like laid down.
He just got broken up this morning.
Cut the cameras.
But like, has there been like, I guess, stress, like maybe entering a new relation or a relationship, or even during a relationship, have you ever like felt stress?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. We never, you all obviously have disagreements, and that's always stressful because when you're dating, it's like you're not married, they can just cut you loose,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh no. But there's stressful times. Lighthearted examples like when we were getting ready for prom, getting my tie to match her dress, which is a big deal to her. Not really. I mean, to me, it was like if it don't match, don't match.
Yeah.
But for to her, it's a big deal. And so getting ready for that, and really like when she went to school with me when I went to Cornerstone. She is not graduated yet. So the stress of you see each other all the time. You trying to find different things to do on dates. So you get a lot. Oh, should we go here? Should we go here? And try to find fun things to do to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of that, there's a lot of stress in relationships. A lot of people, like we talked about last episode, like a relationship has its problems, has its arguments. Even today, like
every
Pastor
relationship,
Matthew
no
talked about this
relationship
morning.
is perfect.
Yeah.
You're gonna have your ups and downs and stuff like that.
Exactly. But those arguments and those times of troubles could literally mature you,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, which I feel like is, you're never gonna feel stress in a relationship and stuff. But
My basketball coach, he gave us a quote one time because after practice he'd always huddle us and give us some life lesson. And the one that stuck with me is he would always say, in a relationship or when you're in marriage, you're gonna have arguments because marriage is just two sinners living together, and that's always stuck with me because that's true. You're gonna have arguments because there's two sinners in one house all the time, driving to the same goal, but may have different opinions on how to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you say, like in a stressful moment, right? Whether you've, a couple, that you've been in, like how do you deal with it?
Well, this is when y'all told me the topic was dealing with stress. This is why I brought my red notebook. 'Cause I did write this down, and
How's the address of everyone here?
I know. I really prepared last night. Jesus gave us the layout for dealing with stress. I mean, he gave us the best layout in Luke 22:39 through 46. Give me a second to turn there. I'll set the stage for you. He is in the Garden of Gethsemane. He's praying. And for those of you that don't know, when he's in the Garden of Gethsemane, he is about to be crucified and go on trial, be crucified. About to be betrayed, actually, by one of his friends. That'd be stressful looking at him every day. And then like, oh, he's going to betray me. But anyways, in Luke 39 through 46, it says, sorry. Oh, my ADHD got to me. And he came out and went, as was his habit, to the Mount of Olives, and the disciples also followed him. Now when he arrived at that place, he said unto them, Pray that you do not come into temptation. And he withdrew from them about a stone's throw, and he knelt down and began to pray, saying, Father, if you are willing, remove this cup from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done. Now an angel from heaven appeared to him, strengthening him. And being in agony, he was praying very fervently, and his sweat became like drops of blood falling down from the ground. When he arose from prayer, he came to the disciples and found them sleeping from sorrow. And he said unto them, Why are you sleeping? Get up and pray that you do not come into temptation. And Jesus experienced a thing called, if I'm saying this right, I think it's called hematrosis, maybe. That's when your sweat becomes blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying that right. But, imagine the kind of stress you would have knowing that you're about to be, scourged and crucified, which is the worst form of punishment humans have ever come up with, actually.
Yeah.
And not only that, for him, the greatest stress was, whereas humans would be so focused on the physical stress of it and the physical, task you're about to have to perform, he was more concerned and more anxious about being guilty of all of our sins at one time.
Yeah.
And the Father looks away from him because he can't see that much sin, and he hates sin. And, he laid out the blueprint for us. You hear a lot of people in life talk about, I'm stressed. And instead of just, saying I'm stressed all the time, get a couple close friends, get them to pray for you. But it's between you and God about how you address your stress. You tell him, I'm stressed about X, Y, and Z. And then Jesus said, not my will, but thine will be done, Father. Yeah. And we have to understand sometimes we've got to overcome stressful times to get to a plan God has for us.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really like your handwriting, bro.
It's amazing. Yeah. I'm glad y'all can't say this terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading that scripture, and I couldn't imagine. Like, I know we say we're stressed, but we'll never be as stressed as probably Jesus was.
Oh yeah.
The days coming up or leading up.
Really, like, sweat blood?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Jesus even felt a little bit, stress and just worrying,
Yeah.
But, he prayed. What did he do? He went up and prayed, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's literally the best thing
Yeah.
to do.
He didn't go to, like, one of the disciples, like, hey, I'm dealing with this. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Can you ask for
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it works, talking to a friend and stuff, But in all, you just got to bring it to God, man. Have prayer, go into the Bible.
Yeah.
Because literally, bro, who knows, bro? You can literally find your answer to your problems in the Bible. Because it really is that powerful. Like, me and Brock have literally just started the Bryce Crawford Proverbs series.
Yeah.
And, bro, just in, like, 2 chapters I'm already in, because I just started. Bro, like, there has been so many answers that I've been looking for in those 2 chapters of Proverbs,
Yeah.
Which is insane, man. Because, like, instead of, I feel like instead of going to the alcohol, going to, like Pastor Matthew said, going to the porn or going to the drugs, the vape, just to feel this moment of, temporary happiness or relief, bro. God, he offers permanent joy.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's the difference. Like, happiness is temporary, joy is forever. It's it's eternity, man. So I feel like that's the only way you can have eternal peace,
Yeah.
which is just taking your problems to God,
Yeah.
But yeah.
And, in Ecclesiastes, Solomon talks about, a lot of people make fun of that book because they talk about Solomon's just crying in it. But really, if you read the book, my dad took us on a journey through that. It's, on a broad scope, you might think it's boring, but when you look into it, he talks about how earthly things, like you were saying, are just vanity, and none of that matters, And it's only the eternal things that we take with us that will matter in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everyone in here, has a God-sized hole,
Yeah.
right? And that hole cannot be fulfilled with, like, literally all the stuff I said.
Yeah.
Women, drugs, money,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Money's
We
a
think,
big one.
yeah, well, we
Big.
think it's gonna fit, but it doesn't. What can fit in that hole? Only God,
Yeah.
just God.
Yep. Just God.
Just God podcast. But stuff like that, man. Where don't go to, like, the easy stuff. Don't go to the stuff that will give you temporary pleasures when you're going through a tough moment in your life. Because I know that's what I try to do. Not everything I listen, but some stuff that would take my mind off of it. But when I really just recently I've gone through but recently, in a moment where I could have easily just stayed in that moment of darkness, really just turned away from God and be sad. Literally, like, I prayed the most I probably ever have in my life, bro. Like, in tears, bro. Just, like, reading my Bible, bro. And, like, bro, I have not felt peace like that, I don't think, in my entire life.
Dang.
Like, if I have to have a testimony, bro, it'd probably be that.
Yeah.
Because I do not think because that pain, bro, I didn't just keep that pain in my heart. I switched it out for God's love.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you try to look for other loves.
Yeah.
Whether that's in relationships or people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, God's love is the only thing that can really cover you and you
Yeah.
know, make you feel like get rid of that emptiness you have inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was good. That was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's so true because the world that wants you to go to that, what you like, money, sex, alcohol, it wants you to go to that. And I mean, we talked about it in school today in ethics class, or I think it may have been, how the world, it'll kind of it'll tempt you with movies or television and just about anything really has that stuff in it or kind of promotes it.
Yeah.
And we just don't need to be listening to the world and that stuff. It's not gonna. Anyways,
That scared me.
I was like looking at.
I really thought the roof was just about to collapse.
Oh my gosh!
You guys don't know
great
how
footage, though. If it just
That was.
If you guys don't, not sure what just happened,
You know,
I'm not
you-
sure what happened either.
You need to zoom in
It's
on
like-
our faces.
I think the AC turned on and that big old yeah.
That's never happened.
Our guy back there, he confirmed that AC turned on and the thing inflated. That's scary.
Hey.
I thought it was like rumbling, bro.
It's like, oh man.
We said the
Oh,
wrong
goodness.
thing. God's punishing us.
All things crazy.
Anyways, but yeah, we just need to run to God.
Yeah, I was about to run into him right there.
We're about to meet him. I thought.
Yeah, the switch was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That moment right there had me just stressed out.
Oh yeah, for real.
I thought we was like dead.
Thought an earthquake was about to
Should we
happen.
run?
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But moving on from the near-death experience that we just experienced, like you were saying, bro, like just run to God, man.
Yeah.
You know, don't run to what the world offers you,
Mm-hmm.
because you know the world now is normalizing sin, and I feel like that's also you should be careful on who has that influence over you.
Yeah.
You know, because if that person does something sinful, then you'll think it's okay to do it as well, because the person you look up to does it as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like you gotta be careful on who you like choose as an example.
Yeah.
Who I choose Jesus. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people, I mean, I know some people, and I mean, I've done it before. They look up to celebrities and kind of put them as like an idol. But those celebrities are the people, honestly, in your life. If you put them before God, those people are going to fail you. No matter, they're not perfect. God's perfect. God's the only one that's going to be perfect, and He's not going to let you down.
Exactly. So you played basketball, right?
Yeah, yes.
Or
I
you did play
I did.
basketball.
I'm
Yeah.
washed now, but yeah.
So
A key word.
how was that feeling? Like, did you feel like nervous or stressful when you were about to like play a game?
Oh yeah. Yes. Every game I would get extremely nervous. Even thinking about the game now, I'll still get a little nervous because
Coach Lee.
and it only got more nerve wracking as it went because you know the older you get, the more expectations people have for you.
Yeah.
Like I remember in 10th grade, we had a group of seniors that you know they played majority of the game, and you know I didn't get nervous for the game, so I thought if I go in, I'm probably not affecting the game enough to win or lose it.
Yeah.
But you know, senior year came and it was like I've got to win this game, and I've got to do this, and so it became you know more stressful. Probably most stressed I've been for a game was we played. It was the first round of the playoffs, and we ended up winning the game. The only reason I was stressed about it is because people thought we were going to win the game, and I was like, I liked it more when they thought we didn't.
Yeah.
Making
Yeah.
the comeback is better than losing expectations.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'd rather be the underdog. Not
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Being the one that's supposed to win kind of just gets you in your mind and start
Yeah.
thinking. And
it can even make you like cocky, like be like,
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
win this because everyone else thinks I'm gonna win this. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. When you're the underdog, you play a lot better than,
Because you have something to prove to
Yeah.
other people, you know, and to
Yeah.
yourself, you know.
yeah,
But yeah. So you play basketball too.
yeah.
Yeah. So like, how was it for you as well?
I mean,
Or
I-
at least how was it Because you've been playing basketball since
Yeah.
like forever, but like I guess Marshall, because you know new school.
Yeah,
so-
I guess Marshall was like. I mean, I would probably say that was my first, I guess, real basketball team because I would always play like rec ball and stuff. But
Yeah.
definitely freshman year was the most nerve wracking because I was on varsity, and I would play not a good bit, but like I'd get in there every now and then. And after the junior high game, the varsity game was coming up, and I was like, bro, if I mess up, I'm done for. I'm gonna get yelled at, and it's gonna just be embarrassing. But ever since, I mean, it's gotten better throughout the years, but especially this year, though, I'm a little a little nervous because senior year, everybody's got expectations on you. You're supposed to be, usually your senior year, you're usually the best you can be.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, but in the game though, it just kind of goes away. I'm more just calm and stuff, but leading up to it, it's definitely stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Brock did play against each other.
Yeah.
plenty of times.
We had some battle.
Yeah, but you talk about the difference between JV basketball and varsity basketball, big difference. And,
Yeah.
ninth grade, I played all the time. I never came out of the game. Not great.
Mm-hmm.
Our team was not good, and so I played. And and then in 10th grade, I moved up to varsity. And it, part of the game, I got in like the fourth quarter, we were up. And so I got in the fourth quarter and was like, oh my gosh, I'm gassed. And I was like, ninth grade was probably the best shape I was ever in, and I was gassed.
Yeah. I mean, any sport, like I remember first game of football, though, was definitely the most stressed out I've been because you could actually get hurt. Like, I mean, basketball you can, but football injuries are 10 times worse. And I was like, I'm going to get paralyzed. I'm going to die. Like, there's no in between. Like, if I make it out,
I
it's
saw
all
your
gone.
first touchdown. I saw your first touchdown.
Yeah, and then I like died after.
Yeah. So like, how'd it go? Like,
Like,
who's the quarterback?
I think it was Noah.
Noah. He threw it to you. And,
Yeah.
Like, what you didn't catch it between like two guys?
Yeah, I like
In
caught it
the
over
end
the top
zone?
of one. I don't know how. I have no idea. And then after I caught it, I went down and then got a cramp in my calf, and like everyone thought I was like dead for a little bit.
Because he was just laying there. I remember I was at that game and like when you caught it, but you stayed
Yeah.
down. And
Yeah,
you were just like,
I was at first. I mean, I knew it was a cramp because like it had been bothering me a little bit the whole game, but I was glad that it wasn't like an ACL or because I mean, like with Noah, like I remember when his happened. I wasn't playing though football at the time, but like I can imagine the stress he was going through
Yeah.
mentally and like even physically too. But yeah,
yeah.
11th grade year, we were playing a team, not in basketball. No, I didn't play football. I'm like a buck 20. So we were playing basketball, and we were running like a 3-2 half-court defense. Kid comes over to my side of the sideline. I call the sideline. Well, I go to turn the other way, and my knee just buckles. And I just felt like this excruciating pain. Of course, I go down, and I sit there for a second and get subbed out of the game. And immediately, I thought my ACL was tore because my dad had tore his ACL, and he just gave me bad knee genetics, and so I thought, dang, my ACL's tore. Well, after the game, I'm like, I'm still hurting it. I got put back in the game, had to get taken back out because I could not move, and so after the game, the kid that was dribbling when he came up to me, man, goes, man, how you feeling after I crossed you up? And I was like, no, because of the team that we were playing, because I'm sure he meant well, and I was like, dude, I just my knee buckled.
yeah,
A win's a win.
yeah.
Yeah, like I guess, yeah, man, stress is just so hard, you know.
It's I feel like it's honestly stress can come from
I
anything.
feel like the
really.
older you get too, like,
Yeah.
you got middle school, which you're just chilling. You're in middle school.
Yeah.
You got high school, but then when you're kind of like us, nearing towards the end of high school, it's scary because like some people don't know what to do,
Yeah,
But then
you
you
gotta
get in
pay, you gotta pay
college.
bills and
Yeah, but
stuff
then once
like
you get in college, like you said, it's stressful too because you got college, college
Yeah.
class and stuff. And then after college, you gotta work for more jobs.
yeah,
And then when you have work, you're stressed about work.
yeah,
And then when you have a family, you're stressed about family.
yeah,
And even when you're trying to retire, you're stressed about retirement. Like it never ends,
yeah,
You're trying to balance work and college, like trying to get, this schedule to work out with this one. And, you can never really miss class, but you have to call in to work, but hey, I can't come in today. But and then I have a thing where I've got to go to different Northeast events to maintain my scholarship. And So that runs in the way, and that's sometimes stressful. About I'm not a writer down guy. I don't write things down a lot, other than this little because my handwriting's terrible. I mean, y'all saw it, and so I don't write things down a lot. And so I've had to adjust, and every time like an exam date's announced, I have to write it down, and it's that's stressful keeping up with all that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine. Like I said, I still don't really know what I want to do, but I know if I go to college, I'm probably going to be stressed. I mean, I stress about high school, and it's not. I'm sure high school to you doesn't even look that bad now. Like,
Not anymore now.
I mean, but yeah, that's would only be like college is the only thing that stresses me out. Like, in the future, for
But
sure.
but at the time in high school, I thought it doesn't get worse than this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true.
I remember geometry, bro.
Oh yeah, bro.
That was very, very
Oh, the
stressful.
war zone.
For real, bro.
geometry's rough.
I had like an F like the entire
I think like
semester.
week 1.
Yeah, bro, since week 1.
Yeah,
I think almost had
that
God,
class was that like no hate on the teacher, but
Did
she
you give her a
was
shout out?
I don't she I don't know, she gave a lot of homework, that's for sure. And if you didn't do that homework, then you were cooked.
Yeah, she made like the homework like 40%.
Yeah, the
Wasn't
homework was a
great.
lot, and at times I would get home. I think it was like Clay County. I got home at like
Oh, that's
1
rough.
a.m.
That's
or
rough.
2 a.m. and I had a 4-page math packet to do, and I did it, and I was like, well, I mean, it's just only like 40% of my grade, but I'm the type of person that if I don't do my schoolwork, I get even more stressed. Like,
Yeah.
I had a teacher one time. She was my history teacher for a couple of years, and we were studying like Western civilization or something. And we had a track meet in where was it at? Somewhere around Chattanooga. It was like a practice meet or something. And I came back, and I'm like, if an essay is due next week, I will write it night of.
Yeah.
Like not before, but like the night it's assigned, I will write the whole thing. And she was the type of teacher, she didn't let you type it. You had to write it. It's like 2 or 3 pages. And so got home at 12, like you said, stayed up to 2 a.m. writing the essay and had all the requirements for it, turned it into her the next day, and she read it right in front of me and crumbles it up,
oh
tosses it in the trash, and I was like, and so she's like, did you rush on that one? I was like, yeah. She said, I need you to redo it. And I said, okay. So I picked it up out of the garbage and like ironed it out, and I did change it, but it was pretty solely based on what I wrote the first time.
Yeah. That's crazy.
For real. So, what would you end up making?
It's like an A. I mean, it wasn't bad, but
Okay.
she also was a little aggravated with me because I think I got in trouble in class the day before.
I would crash out. I should.
I know
If I stay up till 2 a.m. working on essay, she comes over right
I was
back.
like,
For real.
She could have just said write it again.
Yeah, she got to crumble it up. Like,
That's just disrespectful.
My eighth grade
Yeah.
spirit, my eighth grade self was just demolished.
yeah.
That's horrible. I remember like stress, like bro, school deals with like there's a lot of stress when it comes to school, bro. I remember like
Yeah.
I think last week we were like playing Fortnite,
Yeah.
and I like after 2 games, bro, like I knew I had homework to do, like a lot of it. So that was in my mind, bro. It's like should I keep playing or should I do my homework?
Yeah.
And then, like obviously I told you like I think I'm gonna hop off the
Yeah.
game for a little bit. I need to go do my homework. And that day, bro, I just finished everything.
Yeah.
And bro, like then I just felt no stress. Like that stress was just like in my head, Like I gotta finish this now or else I'm cooked for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Because obviously starting the school year with a bad grade, it's not
very good.
It's not
And the
ideal.
teacher thinks you're stupid.
Yeah. You already have a bad start. So obviously I got everything out the way and turned it in, which really like obviously I was way more stress free,
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
School comes a lot with stress, though. Like,
School cause stresses.
yeah.
School
Even though we
causes-
need it, but I honestly would say that's where my most stress probably comes from.
Yeah.
It's just school, but it's there for a reason, I guess. I don't know. Not the stress, but school.
Yeah.
You talk about stress. Like right now, after we get off this, I got to go home and study for an English exam. So
Oh, dang. Yeah, I got schoolwork after this too. But
8
I'm
a.m.
going
tomorrow.
to like a little volleyball game or something. But
Oh, yeah. That's stressful.
Yeah, it's stressful.
Hoping they win.
I used to be like stressed, like driving. Like I remember I was like 15. I was thinking just about, I was just scared in general for driving because people on the road and like thought I was gonna die. Like and just literally worst case scenarios. That's like kind of what I struggle with. I always think of the worst case scenario possible, and it never happens because I mean it's literally like bad. But I've tried my best to like think of the positives and everything and stuff like that. But that was definitely one thing, like driving, starting out driving. But
Yeah, I mean, when I started, I was all stressed out a little bit.
yeah,
To the point now where like we drive here like every week.
yeah,
It's like a 30-minute drive just to come here. And yeah, but
yeah.
yeah. So I guess what would be your, I guess, to end it, I guess.
Yeah.
And just closing up. What would you do to deal with stress really?
What I would do?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah, I didn't know.
but if I had to, when I deal with stress, or if you are dealing with stress, you just got to run to God. I mean, God's going to give you that peace that you want, that joy that you need, and He's just going to give you everything that you need. Even though at that time you don't think God can help you, but He really can. And I think too, just surrounding yourself with good, godly people, and I mean, God's the ultimate source, but those people, they'll just ask Him to pray for you. I mean, give your stress and, as the Bible says, cast your anxieties to the Lord. And yeah, I mean, God's the answer, but and I also just have good, godly people that you surround yourself with, and just ask them to pray for you.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a really
Yeah.
good answer. But yeah.
What would you say?
Oh, okay. But I would say, like I already said before, just give it to God, man. Even when you don't want to,
Yeah.
even when you feel like that's probably the worst option to do, just give it all to God.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, He's really the one that understands you the most,
I mean, He's the one that created us.
Exactly, And, there's a lot of stressful moments that can happen in our lives, whether that's school, our personal life, or even thinking about our future, bro.
Yeah.
Those times are very stressful to think about. And what is stressing going to do?
Yeah.
Stressing isn't going to help you get those things done.
Mhm.
Stressing isn't going to solve those things. Only God can,
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, just pray. I know reading the Bible for me, being in those, prayers with God, it gives me, like, peace,
Yeah.
It gives me peace with whatever I'm going through, because at the end of the day, I know that I still have Him.
Mhm.
I have Him to lean on when times get tough. But
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your definition?
Yeah. What would you say?
What would I say? Okay,
Yeah.
well.
To wrap it all up.
Oh man, gotta wrap it up. Well, I think obviously, like y'all said, you got to pray about it, and and I think you said having a good, close group of friends. I have a really good church family that helps me with sort of things like this, and I know if I called them right now, they'd pray for me. Shout out at Liberty Hill Baptist Church, and they do great. But God's always been with me. There's never been a time where I felt like He was, distant. Well, Billy Graham once said, I sometimes feel like my prayers hit the ceiling fan and come back at me, and other times feel like I could dance a jig, as he said. But, and there are times like, where I feel like maybe I'm not getting through, but, He's never forsaken me. There's a difference. And so I just, I thank God for the words He wrote, that He won't forsake me, and He'll be there with me. And He's my rock, and I think it always just goes back to Him. I know it's a Sunday school answer, I guess, but it's really the only thing you can do. But before I turn it back over to y'all, thank y'all for having me here. It's been such a great opportunity. Just thank y'all. Y'all been great to me.
Yeah, of course.
Anytime. We've had multiple people on the podcast twice, and
Yeah,
I mean, you're welcome to come back anytime.
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you for watching episode 20, Dealing with Stress, with special guest Camden Bell. With whatever you're going through, like we said, just give it all to God, because that's really all the best things you can do. You haven't seen episode 19 yet, Meaning of Love. Make sure to check that out, and we can't wait to see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
Peace out.